Coming up on SUTV, we'll tell you about recent news in Cedar City.
And more about what's happening around campus. Stay tuned.
Oh, hey, bud.
Oh.
Where are you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
It's a school night. With Gary and Todd?
Yeah?
Not sure about those two. I've been meaning to ask you. This is tougher than I thought. Is there any drinking going on in this crowd?
No.
I hope not, because alcohol can lead you to say things and do things that you really wish you hadn't. Isn't this what you're supposed to say?
I know.
So if any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't. I'd do anything to keep you safe.
Okay, I will.
I hope this is working.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you.
Brian.
Yeah?
So start the conversation even before they're teenagers.
Good idea.
For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. A message from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
Welcome to SUTV News. I'm Cormac Bone.
And I'm Christina Schweiss. SU Housing recently held their search for students to be a part of next year's resident assistant team. We go to Aiden Mortensen for more.
Students looking to become resident assistants participated in the hiring process with University Housing over the last 2 weeks. First, students participated in group interviews, which were led by current housing employees.
RA interviews are a way for all of us to meet the future of the RAs. There's a lot of us leaving, and personally I'm graduating, so being able to see and help cultivate the next generation of student leaders that we have in housing is a really, really important thing for me, and knowing that the students of SUU is in good hands.
Following the group interviews, students participated in a week-long class to learn leadership skills necessary for the job.
The class itself, I'm one day in, and I've definitely learned a lot about myself. They seem like they're very organized, and each day is kind of a different category in what would make you being a good RA, and I think that knowing yourself is really important so you can help others.
For SUTV News, I'm Aiden Mortensen.
Cedar is an ever-growing city, and because of that, more and more restaurants open to feed a hungry population. But here's a restaurant idea you might not have thought of, a fusion between traditional Asian flavors and chicken wings. Fire Wings Scratch Kitchen held its grand opening on Saturday, January 23rd. The opening offered customers a chance to try a variety of flavors through free samples offered by the restaurant. With menu options ranging from traditional Vietnamese flavoring to Thai peanut sauce, Fire Wings has options for all different palates. Fire Wings is located at the Shell Station at 1075 West and 200 North, here in Cedar City.
Spending time outdoors is difficult in the winter, especially when snow and ice cover popular recreation trails. The Cedar Canyon Trail is one of the many paved trails in Cedar City. The 2.7-mile trail begins at Cedar Canyon Park and follows Coal Creek alongside the Canyon Road. Taking just about an hour to complete, this is a popular trail for people looking to get outside in the winter. Cedar City helps maintain these trails year-round to keep them dog, bike, and wheelchair friendly.
The Thunderworks Makerspace will host a Fix-It clinic this Monday, February 12th from 5:30 to 7 p.m. The Makerspace, located in the Engineering and Technology Building, Room 106, is a campus resource for creation. With professional tools and equipment such as a laser cutter and a 3D printing station, all students are welcome to come learn in the space. Students will be taught by a repair coach on how to maintain their belongings. Repairing clothing and appliances helps to keep fixable items out of landfills, reducing waste. To learn more about the resources at your disposal, visit the Thunderworks MarketSpace webpage on suu.edu. Stay tuned for more on SUTV News.
We'll be right back.
For too many people, this can be the gateway to opioid addiction.
My son was in pain. He needed something after surgery.
I was prescribed opioids. I didn't realize the risk.
Our family was changed forever by opioids.
Meet 3 everyday Americans whose lives were devastated by opioid addiction.
Everyone says, it can't happen to me.
It can't happen to me.
It can't happen to me.
Tell that to my son.
Tell that to the 3 million people who become long-term opioid users every year after surgery. The truth is, we didn't know we had options other than opioids after surgery, but now we do.
I never thought addiction would be part of my life story, but it is.
Visit planagainstpain.com/gateway to hear their full stories and learn about non-opioid options for managing pain after surgery.
Welcome back to SUTV News. As the SUU film program has gained more traction this last year, Cedar City begins to reestablish itself as a gateway to the movie industry in Utah. Our reporter Bryson has more on the recent commemoration event on filmmaking in Utah.
The Cedar City Tourism Office partnered with the Utah Film Commission on February 3rd to kickstart the commemoration of 100 years of filmmaking in Utah. The event featured a film titled Finding Deadwood Coach, written by Professor John Smith and produced by the SUU Advanced Video Production class. Along with Finding Deadwood Coach, several films created in a 48-hour film competition from the weekend prior were also featured at the event. The competition allowed new and upcoming filmmakers to hone their creativity and technical skills in filmmaking. As film becomes more prevalent in Utah, directors like Reese Kaiser are excited to see the progress of the industry.
It means that I think that we could really bring film to Utah. Right now, the film industry is decentralizing away from California. I think it'd be really cool if we can actually get people to come to Utah, and I know the Utah Film Commission is doing it. They're trying to pave the way for future filmmakers, so I think that people should just start getting more involved in the film community.
The Utah Film Commission features an exhibit on the 4th floor of the state capitol, along with a traveling exhibit to celebrate the 100th anniversary. If you would like to learn more about filmmaking in Utah, you can also visit film.utah.gov. That's film.utah.gov. For SUTV News, I'm Bryson Olson.
St. George is full of outdoor activities. Our reporter Keller Sherman has more.
Dixie Rock and Red Hills Desert Garden sit adjacent to each other in the red foothills of the biggest city in southern Utah, St. George. Want to follow up your hike at one of the SDG's most notable landmarks with a casual walk through a garden? This could be the place to go. We spoke with a local about how they highly recommend this place.
I really love Dixie Rock hike because it's just so peaceful and relaxing, and it's really not that difficult, so pretty much anyone can do it. I would say it's a beginner's hike, which I love that. There's a lot of versatility. People can use it and stuff. And yeah, it's just really gorgeous, and I just love it. It's a really great place, and especially right now at this time of year, we're so blessed to have such beautiful weather. So yeah.
At Red Hills Desert Garden, a leisurely walk will result in encounters with various plants and even some fish in the stream that flows through the garden. Visitors can read more on these botanical features and aquatic life while strolling through the park. It can be a great reward for completing the somewhat challenging yet beginner-friendly hike next door at Dixie Rock. Breathtaking views of the city can also be seen from both the garden and the hike. From SUTV News, I'm Keller Sherman.
Utah's educational and institutional landscape finds itself at a crossroads following the passage of the highly contested anti-DEI bill, HB 261. Brooklyn Monson has more for us on this new anti-DEI law.
After much debate, the fast-tracked anti-DEI Utah bill has officially passed into law. Utah Governor Spencer Cox signed off on the bill last week. This controversial bill aims to replace diversity offices at universities and public schools with student success offices. It also seeks to restrict diversity trainings in workplaces and changes personal statements about diversity in hiring.
I think that this is going to have a really big impact on a lot of the students with minoritized identities here on campus, and that includes, not just they define DEI to be, so not just students of color, not just queer students, but I think it will harm a lot of students that have those intersectional identities. It will take a lot of safe places away from students.
SUU student body president Carson Brown advocated for student voices in the last few weeks, where changes to the words diversity, equity, and inclusion will happen in schools and workplaces.
First of all, I'm a student worker in the Center for Diversity and Inclusion. Knowing that we have to possibly change our targeting makes things difficult because it's already a lot of work for 3 student workers to email hundreds of students on a weekly basis and make sure they're okay and that we can serve them. And knowing that we won't be able to have specialized services for underserved communities and that we have to branch out potentially, that's just a discouraging thing and is also not a realistic thing.
Concerned SUU students have recently gathered in the Student Involvement and Leadership Center to watch live streams of the Senate meetings. Various diversity centers at SUU have expressed their opinions on this new law, turning to official statements on social media and planning upcoming community conversations. This bill is now into effect as a law, and we will see the coming changes here on SUU campus. For SUTV News, I'm Brooklyn Monson.
Spring break is coming up very soon.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm very excited. I saw the package about St. George and everything and the warm weather. I'm ready for it. And St. George looks like my home, so that's where my brain went to.
Yeah.
'Cause that's where I'll be going for spring break.
Yeah. Are you? Is the film festival over spring break?
Yes, the
Yeah, that's what I
Sedona
thought.
International Film Festival is happening over my spring break, so it works out well. I get to work every single day while I'm there, and it's
Save
awesome.
Save up your money
Save
for
up my
rent here in Cedar.
Oh, so true.
Ah, exciting. Coming up on SUTV, we've got the weather. Stay tuned.
Awkward. Do I look familiar? I should. You might remember me from here. Here. Or maybe even here.
But an awkward silence can be a great thing.
It can actually be a perfect moment to reach out to a friend and ask if they're okay if they seem down. It doesn't matter how you say it.
You all right?
Everything's okay?
All G?
You all right, girl?
You cool? You bugging dog.
Just show you're there for them.
Go on, Kelly. Susie Awkward.
Hey, you haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. Even though we are one of the most food-rich countries in the world, 15 million children don't know where their next meal is coming from. This is unacceptable, and something the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks is working to solve. Instead of accepting that our country lets billions of pounds of surplus food go to waste every year, Feeding America has made it their mission to help families in need by rescuing this food. Through food pantries and meal programs, the nationwide network of food banks provides more than 3 billion meals, serving virtually every community in the United States, including yours. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank by visiting feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Welcome back to SUTV Weather. I'm Brooklyn Monson, and we're going to take a look at the weather here in Cedar City, Utah. Today is February 8th, and I wrote a little poem for us for this fabulous snowy day. Our noses are red, our fingers are blue. I miss the warm weather. What about you? So, I'm really, really excited for the warmer weather this a little bit later on in this later week. This is our live library quad live stream right now. You can find this on YouTube. It shows you it is snowing outside. If you look outside, it is 100% chance of snow. So we definitely love our snowy weather here. Honestly, I'm getting kind of hot in the studio. I wish I was out there with them. So that's our library quad here at SUU. And taking a look at the weather forecast this week, today is the only snowy day for this week, and then we finally start to see a little bit of warmer weather. So we see the Friday, Saturday, it is a little chilly, a little cloudy, a little windy. So please drive safely on those days. And then towards the weekend, we are going to get the more sunny weather, getting back up into the 40s instead of the 10s at night. And so it's going to get very, very nice. And I recommend, if you are feeling cold, bundle up, because this winter is still going. So I definitely love it. I'm about to go home and take a nice nap with some hot chocolate after this. So I recommend it. Just looking at our radar here, we can kind of see that the precipitation here in Cedar City is very just centralized from here, Beaver and Bryce Canyon. So if you are driving in those areas, please be safe, please be careful. And it is a wonderful, wonderful time if you are going south. Stay warm. And just moving along, this is live footage from our lovely John Smith here at SUTV News. And he got this footage from Bryan Head Ski Resort today. There is about 61 inches of snow up there at Bryan Head, so perfect time to go skiing, snowboarding, whatever you want. And honestly, that's all that I have for you. Just be safe, be kind, and back to you, Christina and Cormac.
Thank you, Brooklyn.
I dislike the snow.
Me too. I will take rain any day, anytime.
Yes.
But snow,
listen,
can't do it.
Listen. What Cedar City has done to me is said, "Hey, it's springtime. Here's the rain," and I said, "Oh, I'm having a great time."
Yeah.
And then it said, "How about a little bit more of this white snow?" And I said, How about you just hurt me?"
Exactly. How about we just go to spring and that's that?
Come on.
Yeah. The
Amen.
groundhog the other day did say we're getting.
That's true. Listen to the groundhog, Cedar City. What are you doing?
Yeah. I was walking from my class today. My hair was all white because of the snow. Not a pretty look.
Rude.
Yeah. Looked like I had nature's dandruff.
Coming up on SUTV, we have more on the Flippin' Birds gymnastics, basketball, and men's lacrosse.
Stay tuned.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Hey, did you buy something from some gaming site?
What do you mean?
Yeah, look, there's a bunch of different charges on here.
Do you think someone stole our credit card information?
I don't know. That site sounds familiar, though.
Yeah, isn't that the site that Billy's on all the time?
You don't think. Billy!
Stop and think before you connect. Playing online is serious business. Visit dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect for tips on how to be safe online.
Welcome to SUTV Sports. I'm Aiden Mortensen. Recently, the SUU men's lacrosse team held a clinic for the youth looking to try their hand at the sport. The team holds these clinics to invite kids from all over southern Utah to help teach them skills and to learn more about lacrosse. All clinics have given an opportunity to athletes ranging from 4th graders to seniors in high school. The youth have opportunities to get to know the team and receive advice on how to improve their lacrosse skills.
The purpose of the clinic was just to kind of bring awareness to the sport throughout the community. We want to grow it, especially in southern Utah. Lacrosse is a really popular sport, especially back east on the East Coast, and it's even more popular in northern Utah. We are trying to grow it as a sport down here because it's not as big as we want it to be. and that's kind of the purpose of the clinic.
To stay up to date with future clinic dates, follow SUU Men's Lacrosse on Instagram. Both basketball teams here at SUU are preparing for an in-state showdown against rival Utah Tech tonight. The women are looking to build off an overtime win against UT Rio Grande Valley. The women will take on the Trailblazers at home in the AFEC with tip-off scheduled for 6:30 p.m. The men are also coming off a win against UTRGV and are facing a Utah Tech squad who has gone 1-4 in their last 5 games. That game is scheduled to start at 7 down at Burns Arena in St. George. Gymnastics is one of the most popular sports here at SUU, and Gabe Small has the latest from the Flippin' Birds.
That was the Cleaner team.
A few weeks ago, on January 19th, the Southern Utah Thunderbirds hosted Arizona State University and Utah State for a women's gymnastics tri-meet. The Flippin' Birds competed at home for the first time this season, with a tri-meet inviting opponents Utah State University and Arizona State. Although they put up a good fight, some mistakes on the bars and beam led Southern Utah to finish third with a score of 195.075. After that meet, Coach Scotty Bauman believed there was light to be seen.
The good thing about it is we have a couple of meets in between then, and we'll be able to get our team ready and prepared pretty easily. The thing that we want to make sure that we focus on is confidence with the athletes.
In the weeks since that meet, the Flippin' Birds competed at the University of Iowa, where they would lose a close 195.425 to 195.800. The losing spell would finally end after a rematch at Utah State on February 2nd, where the Thunderbirds would record a season-high and top 10 score in program history.
If they get up there and they just attack their routines and they're not worried about the what-ifs and the what-ofs and everything, then they're going to be able to do their gymnastics really well. Every day in practice, they can do this stuff. It's not hard for them. You just got to give them a little bit of time to find their feet, their competition legs, and when they do, they're going to be very, very tough to beat.
The Thunderbirds' next home meet is this Friday, February 9th at 7 p.m. in the America First Event Center. If you want to keep up to date with SU Gymnastics, follow SUU Gymnastics on Instagram. With SUTV News, I'm Gabriel Small.
Today, we have a very special segment for you in order to celebrate the NBA trade deadline. Starting us off in a 3-team deal, the Brooklyn Nets trade away Royce O'Neal to the Phoenix Suns for salary filler and 3 second-round picks. The Suns are also receiving David Roddy from the Memphis Grizzlies, who in turn received forward Yuta Watanabe from the Suns. The Charlotte Hornets made a deal with the Oklahoma City Thunder to send Gordon Hayward to the Thunder in exchange for Trey Mann and salary filler. The Indiana Pacers traded away 3-point specialist Buddy Hield to the Philadelphia 76ers for 3 second-round picks. The New York Knicks made big moves at the deadline, acquiring both Bojan Bogdanovic and Alec Burks from the Detroit Pistons, sending them Quentin Grimes, Evan Fournier, Malachi Flynn, and 2 second-round picks. And finally, the Utah Jazz decided to become sellers at the deadline, first trading away starting forward Simone Fontecchio to the Pistons for Kevin Knox and a future second-round pick, and the draft rights to Gabriel Procida. Then, today, the Jazz again sold assets, this time trading Kelly Olynyk and Ochai Agbaji to the Toronto Raptors for a 2024 first-round pick, Kira Lewis, and Otto Porter Jr. This move clears the way for the Jazz first-round picks in the last draft, Taylor Hendricks and Bryce Sensabaugh, to move into the rotation after spending the first half of the season in the G League. That's all we have for today. From SUTV Sports, I'm Aiden Mortensen.
Thanks for the update, Aiden.
Man, I want soccer season to be back.
Fair.
I miss going out to the soccer fields here at SUU and watching some good soccer.
That's a good point. I've only been to one soccer game.
Oh, really?
For SUU, and it was the women's, and I was working it.
Yeah, there's only women's soccer.
Oh.
Did you know that? Here at SUU.
Did you know we don't have a baseball team?
Yeah,
That's
I did
so
know
sad.
that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I love baseball.
I miss the
Uniforms.
T-Bird soccer. I'm excited when it comes back next semester. But you'll be gone.
I know.
Stupid graduation.
Oh, how dare I. Next, we will talk about things happening on campus.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfies. Nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Welcome back to SUTV. I'm Christina Schweiss. In spring 2024, the three hosts of Thunder 91's morning radio show, The Morning Brew, are celebrating a whole year of working the show together. Myself, Ada Mortensen, and Cormac Bone have changed how we ran the show when we first started in spring 2023. This year, each weekday has its own special mini-game like Would You Rather Wednesday or Tangent Tuesday. Aiden and myself will be graduating at the end of this year, so stay tuned to hear who hosts next. You can listen into our show every weekday from 7 to 8 in the morning on Thunder 91.1 FM.
Here at SUU, the communication department is experiencing new changes. Here's Caden Houchin with more.
The SUU Communication Department held a ribbon-cutting ceremony in the AFEC to showcase their new labs opening on campus. Live demonstrations were put on by the various labs to showcase the capabilities and opportunities students and faculty have access to.
The event is designed to introduce the new labs in the Communication Department. 3 new labs in the Communication Department are available now for students and for off-campus entities. The Virtual Reality Lab, the News Lab, and the Brand Lab that students can use and also students can use in their classes, but also off-campus entities can use these services to create messages and graphics and to do research like in the Virtual Reality Lab.
Overall, the Communication Department is thrilled to have these new labs on campus. For SUTV News, I'm Caden Houchin.
In order to have a richer after-school life, SU students go to SUTVLive. SUTV is organized by a dozen SU students who prepare weekly performances with local artists. And a special event called Y2K Night is one more excuse to dress up.
A special themed event, Y2K Night, organized by SUTVLive, was held at the Johnson Center in Cedar City. DJ Jug from St. George was invited to perform for the event, and it attracted many students.
I help run a little organization called SUTVLive, and we specialize in doing weekly concerts. So every Tuesday we do $5 concerts, but we've been trying to expand, so we're playing around with some different alternative events, and we wanted to have a dance night. So I thought that Y2K, early 2000s pop, and R&B would be a really good way to start that off because it's been a big trend. So we're just doing it to have some fun and bring the community together.
The event was well decorated and filled with elements of the 2000s. Those who came to the event dressing up in Y2K style costumes and take pictures with the set. It was like they were really back in the party thing of the 2000s. According to Grace Park, one of the event managers, they invite different bands to perform every week, and those bands are from Cedar City or even Salt Lake City. They try to give the audience a better experience by having variety musics.
It's good. I mean, they also have a lot of live music here every week, so I've been here a few times, and it's a cool little spot.
Don't forget to follow the SUTVLive's official account for more information about the shows. For SUTV News, this is Rachel.
Thanks for tuning in. That's all we have for you. I'm Cormac Bone.
And I'm Christina Schweiss.
I'm Aiden Mortensen.
And I'm Brooklyn Monson. Tune in next week for more
Scopers!